Now that we have everything like our jump off the wall, falling, wall sliding, running, everything, we have everything, basically everything that we need for the game, but our player is just standing in this one little position, not doing anything with his movement, and that looks kind of silly. And I really want to change that, because we're gonna look him throughout this whole game development guide on how to make 3D run a race. So to do that, we're gonna go to our player and we're gonna change the player visual. So you can see already we have the animator. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call this animation. So animations, animations like this, and inside of it I'm gonna have a subfolder for the player animes. So animes like this, open it up, right click, create, and we're gonna create animating controller, which we're gonna call player. So player animes, and I'm gonna add the player controller or player animes onto the player controller. If you open it up, you can see it's quite empty. We have nothing inside, but soon we're gonna add what we need. To add anything, we're gonna go back to assets, FBX, objects, OBJs, actually FBX, then characters, and here we have our animations. Starting off from running, what are we gonna do? Here we have the animation, so if I click play, we will see it. We could just go ahead and add it, but what are we actually gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate it, or actually, no, I'm just gonna rename it to the run, because I think I cannot I cannot pull it off of it. I'm gonna call it running, so running like this, and I'm gonna add it onto the player animations, and I'm just gonna add the running here. So this will be our default one, run, or I'm gonna say run, not running, but run, and I'm gonna change the name from running to run, like this. And I'm gonna go back to the characters, then from running, we're gonna use running forward flip, duplicate, and I'm gonna call this jump, not Jumo, but jump. I'm gonna have is it hanging idle? Yep, this will be the slide one, so I'm gonna duplicate, wall slide. I'm gonna have, what else? We have jump, run, wall slide, and we're gonna have the falling idle. So copy this, and I'm gonna rename this to falling, like this. And with this, we're pretty much set. We're gonna have only 4, which are we gonna use currently. Later on, we're gonna add our idle and our dance. I do not see my dance over here, but you will see it. Of course, you will see it. I don't see it here, but you will see it. And of course, let's go back to the players. We have the run. Then we're gonna add the jump. I'm gonna add it here, like below. I'm gonna add the wall slide next to the jump, and I'm gonna add falling right to the, not the jump, but where is it? Falling or here. So we're gonna have this kind of square. I'm gonna remove the exit, and yeah. First of all, what are we gonna do? We are gonna add the parameters that we need. So let's say, for example, we want to go from running to jump. We need some condition to happen so we can go from run to jump. So for that, we're gonna add the parameters. The first parameter I'm gonna add will be a boolean, which will be called grounded. This will detect if we are grounded or not. Next one will be our wall slide. So wall slide, still a boolean. After that, we're gonna have one more boolean, which will be can fall, and then we're gonna have a trigger, which will be our jump. Right now, I'm not gonna connect any of these. I may rename it. Actually, what I'm gonna do is gonna go back to the script, program everything, and then use that logic to set everything up. So first of all, we will need our private animator, which will be called anim. So usually the usual thing what we will do is say anim, anim equals to get component, and we're gonna get animator, open close parentheses, and then a semicolon. So yeah, this is the usual thing. But what's the problem is our player doesn't have animator, but our player visual has. So what we need is to get the player visual. How we're gonna do that? We're gonna get transform. So transform dot get child. We're gonna get the first child, which is at index 0, and we're gonna get that animator, not character controller, but the animator itself, like this. So right now we have our animator, and now we can change the values or parameters that we have. So right there. So what are we gonna do? First of all, we're gonna say whenever we jump, we're gonna say anim dot set trigger, and we're gonna set the trigger to jump like that. Semicolon. Bam. What else are we gonna do? So when we jump here and when we jump here, so anim dot set trigger jump. What also we can do is, you can see that we're using this code 2 times in a row, which is for the jumping. What also you can add the void jump. If you're gonna reuse one block of code multiple times, you're gonna do this, and you can just say jump, and bam, you can use it here, and then I can use it here. Come on, jump. And what will this do is I can change it only here, and it will be changing to the both sides where we're jumping. So this is what I'm gonna do. So this will be better for the time performance, especially if you have some script, or I mean not some script, some function or some line of code that are repeated over and over and over and over and over again. This is how you can save up your time. So when we jump, we're gonna set the trigger jump. What else are we gonna do? We're gonna check if we are wall sliding. If we are, we're gonna say anim dot set boolean wall slide equals to true, like this. So semicolon and then dot true. So this will determine if it's gonna be true or false. Now copy this and make it here false. So false. Or actually, what we can do, if you do not thought of it, is we can just say here below anim dot set boolean, and then we're just gonna get our wall. Actually, we're gonna get the wall slide. For the value, we're gonna use the wall slide over here. So if it's true, it's immediately gonna be true based on this, and if it's false, it's gonna be false based on this. The same thing goes for anim.setBoolean, and we're setting the boolean for the what was the name for the boolean? Grounded. So grounded like this, and then add the semicolon. Now here we have to add comma and then have character controller dot is grounded, and that will be it for our thing. Now one more thing I haven't added was the can fall. I know where I should add it, just I'm gonna try out to do it without it to see if it's gonna work or not. So from going from run to jump, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have the condition to jump. So just if we have the trigger jump, we're gonna go from run to jump. Also, what are we gonna have is we have here exit time and some other settings. What is this? If you go to the preview, we have the, okay, I'm gonna stop it. We have the preview, and this is the running animation, and then he's gonna go to the jump. What are we gonna do? We're gonna remove the exit time. What will this mean? This means even if we are running, even if we are at the half of the running, then if we click jump, we're immediately gonna go and jump. But if we are having transition duration, this means we're gonna have this over here, which will gonna slowly go from jumping to running. So it's not gonna go immediately, but slowly. One more thing that we have is this jump animation is kind of slow. So what I'm gonna do is gonna go to animation, go to jump, and here I'm gonna go to my player in the scene. Where's my player? Player visual. Here we have the jump. You can see it takes a time until he starts jumping. I don't want that. I want my player, as soon as he clicks to jump. I want my player controller to be responsive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete until here. So from here to here, we're gonna delete those. And let me check when we end. When we end, it takes some time. So I'm gonna end it about here. So it's not much still, but we're gonna do it. And then I'm gonna tag them all and gonna move them back. If you're thinking, how did I tag them? I just press onto one keyframe or 1 second, and then hold down shift key and then click on anything else. If you want to tag them more, you just click bam, 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 and so on and so forth. So right now, this is our jump animation. So bam, it's an immediate jump. So now check me falling, okay, it's good. running, run animation, and last but not least, our wall slide. It's all cool. So what are we gonna do now? Is we're gonna go where it's animator from run to jump. The exit time will be 0. Transition duration will be 0.15. So let me add here 0.15. So really small thing. So it actually has some jumping. Yep. Actually, do we need it? Let me try 0. And here preview. Bam. Okay, we do not need it. So we're not gonna have transition duration. So no exit time and no transition duration. But going back from jump to run, what do we need? So first of all, we need to be grounded, so this has to be true, and our wall slide will be false. Now this is kinda obvious because if you're grounded, your wall slide cannot be true, but still we can and cannot check that. You can test that around. But here we're gonna have the exit time of 0.85. What will this mean? This means we have to pass at least 0.85 until we go from jump to the run. I'm going to show you what does that mean later, and 0.15 for transition duration. So this will happen, bam, and then slowly go to the running. So right now, if I click play, we should see that we are running and then jump, bam, and go back to running. Boom, jump, and go back to running. Now, yeah, this is now the problem. Okay, that's the problem with the... Okay, let me show you, because right now I kind of cannot. So first of all, we're now running, as you can see, running, and running is not on the loop. That's the one thing. So we're going to go to the run and we're going to make it loop. We're going to fall, make it loop, wall slide, make it loop, and jump will be the same. It will not be looped. Moving on. So right now, if I click play, you can see that our player is running. If I press jump, it's going to go to the jump animation. Now this line over here says how much did the jump animation pass. If we want to go to the run animation, we have to pass at least 85 of the exit time. Transition duration will be 0.15, and we have to be grounded. So until that happens, we cannot go to the run. But right now we have the problem because we need falling to come into the place, because it cannot go immediately from jump to run unless we have some ground on. So we're gonna skip this part over here and gonna show you another example, and that is onto the falling. So to go from jump to falling, what we need is our grounded to be false. So grounded to be false, and that will be pretty much it. If our grounded is false, we are gonna go to falling, and if our wall slide is actually also false, because if we're not on the wall, we are gonna go to the falling. Now the exit time for this will be the exact same, so 0.85. We need to fade for our jump animation to finish and transition duration to be 0.15. And right now, if I click play, actually let's go back from falling to jump, or actually falling to run. That will make more sense. And when are we gonna go from falling to run? It's really simple. We are gonna go once we hit the ground. So if grounded equals to true, remove the exit time, transition duration 0.15, and let's go ahead and test it out. So if I click play, I'm running, jump, boom, I go to fall, jump, boom, I go to fall, and then so on. So let me actually go and check it out inside of my scene. Boom, boom, boom. If I go, I jump, boom, and you can see it's kind of not smooth. So going from jump to falling, it's not smooth. So let me check it. Bam, bam, bam. And you can see it kind of goes here and then it comes back. So what's the problem with this? The exit time, it's too big. So let's go from 0.75. And now let's try it out. So boom, boom, boom. And now it's kind of quicker. Not kind of, but it is quicker, a bit quicker. So let me test it one more time. Click play, bam. Now this makes more sense. Again, not what we want. 0.25. Let me see here, maybe 0.65. Let's add it one more time. So you have to play with this around, and yeah, now this feels better. This feels better, a lot better. So bam, immediately goes up there. So yeah, these are the values that you need to play around until you see what actually works and what does not work. I found this to work for me. Maybe you don't want this, maybe you want something else. It's up to you, you can choose it. But this is like the basic animation from run to jump, from jump to falling, and that will be it. Now what we need is we're gonna get from every single one. So let's say we're running and then we fall off the platform, we're gonna go back to falling. And when will this happen is if the grounded is false. So let me check if the grounded is false and our wall slide is equal to false as well. So same as from the jump. So same here, as you can see, it's really the same 100%. Exit time, no exit time, and transition duration. Let me see how it goes. Bam, 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 and yep, transition duration can be there, so 0.15. So now, last but not least, to go from falling to jump, this kind of will not happen, but in case something happens throughout your game, you just add here a jump. If it's triggered, everything will be here at 0.15, transition duration 0.15, and you're good to go. Now the last thing we want to change is the wall slide. When are we gonna go to wall slide? It's really simple. We're gonna go to wall slide if our wall slide is true. So jump to wall slide if our wall slide is true. Now for the specifications, for the jump, we're not gonna have any exit time, but we are gonna have transition duration. So if we hit it, we can see that bam, we're going to it. Maybe I will add a bit more onto my jump. Let me go to the player one more time to check if it's really necessary or not. Jump. Nah, it's cool. It's cool. I like it. It's cool. So let's go back to animator, wall slide. If it's true, we're going to the wall slide. Now, from wall slide to jump, exact same thing, only if the jump is true, we're gonna go from wall slide to our jump. As for the exit time and fixed duration, everything will be at 0. We're just gonna immediately pop off into the jump. So bam, jump like this, and then we're gonna go back to, so now we have like a few more options. That is from wall slide to run, from wall slide to falling. Everything will be the exact same. So from falling to wall slide, if our wall slide is true, so exit time will be 0. It will be 0, but the fixed duration will be there for the smoothness. So add here condition, wall slide true, and let's add from the run exit time no, 0.15 transition duration, and add if the wall slide is actually true. To go from wall slide to falling, we're going to use the exact same conditions. If we're not grounded and we're not having the wall slide, we're going to go to our falling, so 0.15. This is kind of not, okay, it is possible, my bad, but still, we are going to keep it. And then from wall slide to run, if we are grounded, we are going to go to our running. So let's test it out. If I click play, we go around. If I jump, bam, hide the wall, bam, bam, and everything is settled. So as you can see, it's that simple to add the visualness. And I'm gonna go and show you how did I add it. To find any of these, you will go to mixamo.com. I'm gonna make a separate tutorial if needed, but I'm gonna mention it here. As for the unit tutorial, it's over, but here I find really amazing 3D characters. Right now, okay, I have it here, continue, password continue, I have everything saved, not now. And you can see here, the model I got somewhere online searching for the Run 3D character. As for the animations, I got them all here. So let's say flip, and you will find here running for flip. Okay, here we have it. I have this. This is the same animation that we have inside of our game. The only thing I did is I have him in place. So I have him in place, and bam, bam, bam. There are plenty of tutorials how to do this. Awesome Toots has a tutorial on how to use Mixamo. You can check him out, the separate tutorial on YouTube. And no, I don't have any affiliate on him, but you can check him out. And this is where I got all of my things. So falling, so anything you want, you can actually find it here. So falling idle, here we go, and so on and so forth. So this is the site the website I use to have my 3D animations, if I'm out of animations or if I need any model. You can download models for free, you can download animations for free, you can do anything for free on that site. So mixamo.com. I'm not sponsored even by them, even I would like to be, but I'm not. But you can check them out, they're pretty cool. And so yeah, that will be it for this video. Hope you like it, and I will see you in the next one.